Hello, dreamers. Perla here, as always. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So, Scorpios, this is your reading, and I'm really loving this energy for you. Um, this week, there is this space of you just you're allowing yourself to be. You're no longer trying to like impress someone or impress something, is what I keep on hearing. There is a sense here where you're letting go of, I want to say, like the attachment that you had to someone or to something from the past. You were holding on to whether it was a person or a job or something of that matter based on the amount of time that this person or this job existed in your life. And you're finally coming to not just the acknowledgement, but I feel like you're finally accepting the fact that it doesn't really matter how long somebody's been in your life or how long a job, a situation, or whatever has been in your life. When it is broken, when it is done, it is done, and it is okay for you to walk away from it. And there's something also that kept coming around. I don't know if this is in regards to you or maybe you're saying this to someone, but I'm gonna say like something that sounds like a little joke, right? I have this little mug here, and I have a huge collection of mugs, and I'm just gonna say some of my mugs. I've been with my mugs longer than some of you have been in certain relationships, and the reason why that is coming through that way is because there's something here, Scorpios, where sometimes you guys want to jump into things and get them settled or get them official almost kind of like a little bit too quickly. And what tends to happen is that as quickly as something has started is as quickly as it ends, normally when it comes to relationship. And there is a sense here of you guys this time around trying to do things differently, trying to approach a certain situation in a different way. And I really admire that for the simple fact that you're honestly trying your best during this time to come forth in a different way. You're trying your best not to repeat the same story or not to repeat the same patterns. Now, as I am saying that, make sure that whatever it is that you're going into now, whether this is a relationship or a new job or whatever, that you're doing it because you're genuinely wanting to do it, because there is an energy here. I'm not going to lie, Scorpio, where something feels forced. Something feels forced. So, how we were talking about in the beginning, where you're finally letting go of something from the past, right? You're letting yourself start anew, whatever that means for you. And just make sure that you're not forcing yourself into something new, trying to let go of something from the past. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work because it always comes back around, and then you have to deal with it when it resurfaces, right? So just make sure you kind of like double check yourself within that space or within that energy. But other than that, I do see a lot of forward movement here when it comes to you guys. I feel that there is a genuine start here about like, you may be starting a family, you may be starting in a new job, you may be starting in a new city, a new state, or whatever it is. And there is a genuine, like that breath right there was just like so relieving. Like, oh, okay, I am over that, or I am past that. And you finally feel like you're finally arriving, again, like at a new start in some shape or form. I have Scorpio in my chart. Where do I have Scorpio? Ooh, I know where I got Scorpio in my chart. Now I gotta go check what's there. Anyways, um, I really honestly, because I feel like the last couple of, like, at least for me, the readings that I've been doing for Scorpios, you guys have been going through the ringer with certain things. So I really like this change of pace within your energy. I like this new redirection of like looking at life and this new way of trying to experience life, because you realize that there was something just from the past that was just not working. So this releasing yourself from this, relieving yourself as well. I don't know why it's coming in that way. Is something that I feel that you guys really have to give yourself credit for. um there is still something, I don't know, there's still something from the past that is very much there. It's kind of like a surface, it's in the surface, but it's like in the background. So and it's something that sometimes just happens, right? Maybe you are starting a family with somebody and you were like, oh, I always thought I was going to start a family with this dude or with this girl, whatever it is. And now you're looking, and it's like the way that you're looking at it is not necessarily regretting who it is that you are with. It is almost kind of like this nostalgic energy of like, oh, how would it have looked if it would have worked with that person. But then you kind of like snap yourself out of it very quickly, because of the simple fact that you have accepted that things between you and that person didn't work out for a reason. So you're not allowing yourself to get back down that road. And I think that that's what it is. So like if you started a new job, like some of you might be reminiscing like, oh, what about if I was making this amount of money, or if I had this position back there, like in that place. And it's like, you can ponder that for like a minute or two, but then you need to snap yourself out of it. And I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. You snap yourself right out of that energy very quickly. So we have the enter the chambers of healing, healing the divine in the divine chamber of the ladies Isis. And I feel that this is the reason why you're able to finally put an end to a chapter in your life, because you are allowing yourself to accept the reality of a situation, of a space, of a job, of a person, or whatever it was in your life, and you're no longer trying to go back to this. You're no longer wanting this or desiring this anymore. It's almost kind of like, even to you Scorpios, I feel like you're going to be a little shocked at the fact that you are over someone, or you're over a situation, and you're over it. Again, at least from what I'm picking up, in a healthy way, where you're just like, I'm not going back to that. There's always that little underlying energy where, if you know that you're trying to force something new, to let go of something from the past, those are the ones that I would ask you to really reevaluate how you're assessing or going into the space of healing, so that you don't have to reface something in the future of the past. Does that make sense? But for the most of you, I would say about like 95% of you Scorpios that are watching, there has been a chapter that has completely ended. And again, you're no longer holding on to the time frame of something, or how long you were with someone, or how long you were trying to make something work. And I actually do love that for you. Well, that is all that I have, Scorpio. As always, sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.